special edition of KREM 2 News at Noon. I'm Laura Papetti, broadcasting from home, where so many people, of course, are at their home this afternoon, and many of them wondering how they are going to take care of certain issues without being able to go out. And that's why today our Ask the Expert special is about home hair care, loving your locks in lockdown, how to take care of all of this without being able to visit your favorite hairdresser. So we do have an expert on standby this afternoon. Her name is Taryn Baker. She's very sweet and very good at cutting hair. She'll be taking your questions and answering those as we go through the show today. So Taryn, thank you so much for being with us and all our guests today. We do want you out there to ask the questions of the experts. So this is your chance. How to take care of your hair during lockdown. It's easy to do if you want to ask a question about maybe covering grays, how to trim your own hair. I'm not saying we recommend it. We're just saying we have an expert to answer questions. All you need to do is text us. It's real simple. 509-448-2000. You text us the questions and we will ask Taryn coming up in a few moments. But we do have a couple of things to do first. We want to go over the day's headlines. We also want to check in with Evan Noorani, who is standing by not only with a weather forecast, but Evan, I hear you're doing some part-time barbershop work within your apartment as well.
That's right. I have officially learned how to do fades on the sides of the head, which I'm trying to perfect. So I've got some questions regarding that coming up in just a bit. So excited to be discussing that with you. What we've got as far as the forecast goes to start off your Thursday morning is mainly cloudy conditions outside, a little bit of the sun peeking out at times. And when we look at satellite radar, we do see a little bit of activity. Pretty minimal for the most part. We're seeing just some scattered showers to start off the day. Main activity is happening over the North Idaho Panhandle and western Montana. A closer look at Spokane and Kootenai County right now show you that there are some showers down south of us, mainly south of I-90, that are going to kind of build as the afternoon comes around. We do see a small chance for some thunderstorm activity to take place this afternoon, mainly into the 4, 5, 6 o'clock hours. But beyond that, really, you can expect a little bit of the sun to peek out, temperatures warming up to the upper 50s and low 60s. We do see drier conditions as we go into your Friday, but coming up in just a bit, we'll talk in more detail about the possibility of even more wet weather as we head toward the weekend. But for now, Laura, back over to you.
All right, my friend, thank you very much. We'll be checking in with Evan in just a moment. We do have some top headlines to get to this afternoon, including this just coming in the last hour. Idaho Governor Brad Little announcing a plan to begin reopening the state of Idaho. He believes most businesses will be reopened by the end of June. That's the plan. It comes in 4 stages. The first stage involves churches reopening under guidelines, but restaurants and other event venues remaining closed. So again, that's looking at the stages. The first stage is set to begin the first 2 weeks of May, includes most employees continuing, though, to work from home.
Opening Idaho at the right pace is critical, and the plan we are laying out will give consumers, employers, and employees a concrete path back to prosperity.
All right, Governor Little stressing that for the plan to work, people need to continue social distancing. He also unveiled a new website that tracks Idaho reopening. It names specific businesses when they can start plans to reopen. And again, this all coming in different phases. And as it changes, we'll continue to notify you. But you can visit at rebound.idaho.gov to look at that. Another 4.4 million Americans filed for unemployment last week. That brings the total to 26 million in the last 5 weeks. The Labor Department releasing those numbers just this morning. About 1 in 6 American workers have lost their jobs since mid-March. Now, according to the department, it is the worst string of layoffs on record. Economists have also forecasted that the unemployment rate for April could go as high as 20%. So we get those numbers usually on Thursdays, and we'll continue to keep you updated. The House is expected to vote on a $484 billion coronavirus relief package. The Senate passed the bill earlier this week, including additional funds to help small businesses keep staff members on payroll. It also includes money for hospitals, more testing, and disaster aid. The president is expected to sign it after it's passed in the House. Okay, again, those are a look at the top headlines, and we will continue to track those. You can always read the very latest of what's happening on KREM.com. In the meantime, we have an Ask the Expert segment, and today we are specializing in everything you can do for your hair while at home. Of course, social distancing, no visits to the beauty salon, the hairdresser, the barber shop. And so we have Taryn Baker, a hairdresser here locally, who has agreed to come on and answer some questions. Hi, Taryn. Thanks for being with us today.
Hi, Laura.
Okay, Taryn, you've seen me in action. I dyed my hair once from a box while my hair was still in a ponytail, and it ended up being striped, and so Taryn had to fix it the next day. So you may have to fix some of the hair don'ts that we all do while we're at home. But one of the questions we are getting, and we're starting to get a lot in, so thank you, keep them coming, is how to best use color out of a box. I'm putting on my gloves because I made some dye just now so that I could do my grays while we're talking, and I want to know what your thoughts are. Best ways to cover using a box.
Well, first of all, I don't suggest using a box, but if you're going to need to use one, I would say get a demi, not a permanent, because if it's permanent, it's permanent, and it's hard to get rid of. So
that's fair enough.
It's going to be a larger salon bill if you use permanent. So if you have to, I would say demi. But there are root sprays out there that you can use that are a temporary fix in the meantime.
Well, we do. We use it a lot on TV. Magic Root Cover Up. I was able to get some of that at the store. Okay, so my box says it's permanent hair color, so maybe we won't do that one. Maybe I'll look for a demi. Okay, we're going to bring in Evan Narani because we are getting some questions about men's hair. Evan, I know you have some for Taryn because everybody seems like they're having wives, girlfriends, whoever cut their hair right now, and sometimes it's not going well.
That's right. So I think that I've graduated beyond just the simple buzz cut, but my question for Taryn is if I'm trying to maybe fade hair. So if I'm trying to maybe do something beyond just the buzz cut and kind of fade hair and taper hair better with a little bit longer of hair on top, what's the best way to go about doing that? Do you have any tips or tricks for maybe someone cutting their son's hair or their husband's hair, that kind of situation?
I don't, Taryn, are you hearing Evan when he's asking questions?
No.
Okay, let me ask you this. He's asking you about, what's it called? He's talking about fading hair up. What do you call it, Evan?
Yeah, like tapering hair or fading it a little bit longer on top.
Oh, like the blend.
So, yeah, can you talk about tapering and blending?
Well, that's a hard one. I guess the easiest way you could do it at home would be going down in numbers. So if you do a number 2 or you do a number 3, you start with that on the edges and then you go down a number and kind of blend it. And then, so actually you go up, sorry. So if you do a 2, you want to blend it with a 3.5. And then go down to a 3, and that'll kind of help blend that weight line if that's what you're looking for. And that's an easy way to do it. There are a ton of YouTube tutorials out there that you can follow. That would be the easiest to work with.
Okay. We're going to take a quick break. Taryn. It sounds like maybe he just needs to do the old-fashioned buzz cut, but we'll get more to that in just a moment. We're going to talk about taking care of split ends. That's a question we're getting right now on our text line, how to take care of split ends, also how to cut bangs. So we'll have those questions coming up. You're watching KREM 2 News at noon. We're doing a special on at-home hair care. It's tough right now. We'll be right back to talk to the expert.
And after that break, we'll also be talking about what's to come as far as the forecast goes. We've got some thunderstorms building. We'll have details on what to expect into the rest of the day and the weekend.